Okay, welcome to Hillsboro High School as we've got middle school volleyball. Hillsboro Tigers versus the Wonewoc Center Wolves. Serving for Hillsboro, Sydney Hemmersbach, the 1-1 game here in the first set. Returned by Wonewoc Lemoyne. Hit into the net by Kylie Anderson. Wonewoc Center will score a point, and the Wolves will now lead 2-1. And serving for the Wolves is Paige Madsen. Paige floats one across. Hemmersbach returns it. Dug out by Warrior. And Hillsboro will score a point to even the score at 2 apiece. And we have substitutions for Hillsboro coming into the game and serving. Reagan Stanek. And into the front row, Rayleigh Anderson. Reagan Stanek serving for Hillsboro, tied up here with the Wolves 2-2. Stanek floats one across the net. Wonewoc sets up a return, and it is not returned. So it'll be a point for the Tigers. Hillsboro leads 3-2. Reagan Stanek serving for the Tigers. Stanek floats one across. The Wolves set up their return. Dug out by Hemmersbach. Returned over to score. Hillsboro now leads 4-2. Reagan Stanek back to serve for the Tigers. Stanek serve floats across. It's returned by the Wolves. It's dug out by Clark. Passed by Hemmersbach out of bounds. Wonewoc Center point. And serving for Wonewoc Center will be Aubrey Myers, trailing 3-4 to the Tigers. Myers serves one across. It goes off the fist of Rayleigh Anderson. Be a point for the Wolves. And once again, we are tied up at 4 apiece here in the first set of this middle school matchup. Seventh grade action for Hillsboro. Serving is Lauren Warrior, and she'll smash one across. Wonewoc Center cannot return it. Hillsboro takes a 6-4 lead. I can't see the scoreboard. I guess it's 7-3. I'm not for sure the scoreboard's right at this point. 7-4 now, is it? Or is it 7-3? 7-3 is the score. So an errant serve by Lauren Warrior. Put the score on for the Wolves. Wolves trailing 4-8. Serving for the Wolves, Bella Lemoyne. Lemoyne floats one across to the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Bond. Finds the 4, and Wonewoc Center will score. Now trailing 5-8, and Lemoyne to serve for the Wolves. Lemoyne floats one across, dug out by Anderson. Set up by Bond, hit by Anderson, and finds the floor. Hillsboro will score a point and lead 9-5 here in the first set of 7th grade action. Checking in for Hillsboro, number 4, Elizabeth Carnes, and she will serve for the Tigers, leading 9-5. Carnes floats one across high and wide and takes the Wonewoc Center defender right in the head. And Hillsboro will go to score. Take the lead 10-5. Carnes serving for the Tigers. Again, Carnes is serve fielded but cannot be returned. Point for the Tigers. 11-5. Tigers lead. Carnes again to serve for the Tigers. Puts one to the back row. Too hot to handle. Cannot be returned. And Hillsboro will jump out to a 12-5 lead here in the first set of this 7th grade game. Carnes again. This time an errant serve for Carnes. Puts it into the net. Wonewoc Center will score a point. And Aubrey Myers will come to serve for the Myers serve floats across. Dug out by Hemmersbach. Stanek, and then the wires cross between Boyerl and Rayleigh Anderson. Wolves will score a point. Now trail 7-12. Myers serving for the Wolves. Myers serve floats across the net. Dug out by Hemmersbach. Set by Carnes and hit across by, I believe, Clark. For Hillsboro score, Hillsboro now leads 13-7. You can't see that scoreboard. After the Wonewoc Center timeout, Hillsboro will do some substitutions in the game for Hillsboro. Kylie Anderson goes to the front row, and coming in to serve, Kiana Griffiths for the Tigers. The Tigers lead 13-7. Griffiths' serve is a little errant. Be a Wonewoc Center point. Now serving for Wonewoc, Ava Baru, with the Wolves trailing 8-13. Baru smashes one across, fielded by Griffiths, passed by Clark, and Carnes is pushed to get it over. It fell a little bit short, but Wonewoc Center point. Wolves now trail 9-13. Baru's serve is going to go a little bit wide, right? Just like a Chicago Bears kicker. Be a Hillsboro point. Now Hillsboro leads 14-9 with Elena Clark to serve for the Tigers. In for the Wolves, Aubrey Lee, and reporting to the back row is Sky Anderson. Elena Clark serve for the Tigers. Powerful serve off the top of the net. Wonewoc's trying to set up a return and cannot. Hillsboro will score a point. Now lead 15-9. Elena Clark serving for the Tigers. Clark's serve floats across. Wonewoc sets up the return and can't return it. The point for the Tigers. Tigers now lead 16-9 with Elena Clark serving for the Tigers. Clark's serve gets across for an ace. Hits nothing but hardwood. Hillsboro scores a point, now leading 17-9. Elena Clark still serving. Clark again with a hard serve. Wonewoc does return this one. Dug out by Clark. Set by Carnes. Too close to the net. Kylie Anderson can't handle it. It'll be a point for Wonewoc. Wonewoc now trailing 10-17. We're going to have a Wonewoc substitution. Checking in for Wonewoc is Addison Ebert. She'll report to the back row. Destiny Baker serving for the Wolves, trailing 10-17. Baker's serve goes across, dug out by Clark, set by Stanek. And again, Kylie Anderson cannot get it to go across. Wolves score a point. 11-17. And Baker serving for the Wolves. Baker floats one high and just gets it over. Fielded by Griffiths to Clark. Dumped over by Carnes. Wonewoc gets it over again. Dug out by Clark. Set up by Carnes. Warrior with a kill. It's returned again. That one's set up by Anderson. A swing by Hemmersbach and a miss. Be a point for the Wolves. Wolves trailing now 12-17. Destiny Baker still swinging for the Wolves from the service line. Baker's serve is going to go errant under the net. Be a point for the Tigers. Tigers now lead 18-12. And serving for Hillsboro, Sydney Hemmersbach. Hemmersbach serve a bit errant. Be a point for the Wolves. Wolves now trail 13-18. And serving for the Wolves will be Aubrey Lee. Lee's serve is errant. A little bit wide right and short. Be a point for the Tigers. Hillsboro now leads 19-13. Checking in for the Tigers is Reagan Stanek. She will be serving. Going into the front row for Griffith is Rayleigh Anderson. So Reagan Stanek serving, leading 19-13. She floats one across. Wonewoc returns it. It's dug out by Stanek. That clears the net and hits the hardwood. Scores a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro now leads 20-13. Did not record that point. No, they did. Reagan Stanek's serve cannot be handled by Wonewoc. Be another point for Hillsboro. 21-13. Hillsboro leads by 8. Reagan Stanek serving for the Tigers. Stanek floats one across. Wonewoc center returns it. Dug out by Stanek. Be set by Clark. Hit over by Hemmersbach. Wonewoc returns. And Rayleigh Anderson will get a kill as she puts the block right back on him. Hillsboro now leads 22-13 with Reagan Stanek serving. Stanek floats one across. Wonewoc center returns it. Anderson hits it over for Hillsboro. Wonewoc cannot return it. Rayleigh Anderson hitting it over the Tigers. Tigers now lead 23-13. Extend their lead to 10, their biggest lead of the game. Stanek serving for the Tigers. Stanek floats one, just about made it air into the net. The Wonewoc center point. The Wonewoc center trailing 14-23. They'll send Maya Bauer to serve for the Wolves. Bauer serve across the net, returned by Rayleigh Anderson. Wonewoc center cannot get her volley back over. Hillsboro score a point. 24-14, Hillsboro leads. Then it brings Lauren Woyerl to serve, the game point for Hillsboro. Woyerl's serve powerful to the back row, cannot be returned, and Hillsboro's 7th graders will win their first game of the night, first set, 25-14. So Hillsboro wins set number 1, 7th grade action. The officials make their last minute check downs. Make sure the proper lineups are out. As we get set for the second set of this best of 3 matchup between the Hillsboro Tigers and the Wonewoc Center Wolves. 7th grade action. Sydney Hemmersbach set to serve for the Tigers to get this one off. Hemmersbach serve clears the net, too hot to handle, and that'll go down as an ace. Hillsboro takes a 1-0 lead. Hemmersbach serving for the Tigers. Hemmersbach serve a little errant into the bottom of the net. That'll score a point for the Wolves, 1-1. And coming to serve for the Wolves is Destiny Baker. Baker serve floats across the net, dug out by Griffin. Hemmersbach to Bond, and Bond's going to get credited with a kill as her hit across the net finds nothing but hardwood. 2-1 Hillsboro lead. And checking into the game for Hillsboro's Reagan Stanek, who I assume is going to come in and serve. And Rayleigh Anderson will report to the front row. So Stanek to serve for the Tigers, leading 2-1 early on in the second set. Stanek floats one across. Wonewoc will return it. It's set up by Bond, hit over by Anderson. It'll be dug out by Stanek, pass to the front row, out of bounds, be a Wonewoc Center point. 2-2, we're all knotted up here in the second set. Coming to serve for Wonewoc, Addison Ebert. Serving for the Wolves with a tie game at 2 apiece. Ebert's serve going to be received and hit out of bounds by Rayleigh Anderson. Wonewoc Center will take their first lead of this set at a score of 3-2. Ebert to serve for the Wolves. Ebert's serve clears the net. It's nothing but hardwood for an ace. So Ebert will score an ace for Wonewoc, take the lead 4-2. Addison Ebert serving for the Wolves. Ebert's serve powerful across the net. Hit by Hemmersbach and out of bounds. Be a point for the Wolves. Wolves leading 5-2. Ebert's serve to the back row. It's dug out by Clark. Passed by Rayleigh Anderson and hit over by Bond. Cannot be returned. Hillsboro will score a point. Hillsboro trailing 3-5. And Lauren Warrior will serve for the Tigers. Warrior, powerful serve to the back row. Returned by Wonewoc. Returned back by Stanek of Hillsboro. And Wonewoc's return goes out of bounds. Hillsboro will score a point, now trailing by only 1. 4-5. Lauren Warrior to serve for the Tigers. Warrior serve clears the net for an ace. All by herself, she ties the game 5-5. Here in the second set, Warrior serving for the Tigers. Warrior serve to the back row, can't be returned. It's an ace, hits the hardwood. Hillsboro now leads 6-5. Warrior serving, substitution for Wonewoc. Aubrey Myers in the game for Addison Ebert. Warrior serving for the Tigers, leading by 1. Warrior serve clears the net. Cannot be returned by Wonewoc. Another point for the Tigers. Tigers now lead 7-5. Lauren Warrior, powerful serve to the back row and out of bounds. Be a point for Wonewoc. Wonewoc trailing 6-7. And Aubrey Lee will be serving for the Tigers, or for the Wolves rather. Checking in for the Wolves, Ava Baru, and she will report to the front row for Sky Anderson. Aubrey Lee serve floats across the net. returned by Hemmersbach. It's set up a little bit high on the net for Wonewoc. Falls back. Hillsboro will score a point. Hillsboro's going to take a 8-6 lead. Coming in is Elizabeth Carnes to serve for the Tigers. So a little errant play by Hillsboro. Wonewoc Center trails 7-8. Serving for Wonewoc, Bella Lemoyne. Lemoyne's serve floats across. Returned by Reagan Stanek, and Wonewoc Center cannot return it. Paige Madsen gets caught up in the net. Be a Hillsboro point. Hillsboro now leads 9-7. Checking in for Hillsboro's Kiana Griffiths. And I don't have a number 9 in my program either. So Kiana Griffiths to serve for the Tigers. She'll pump one across. Wonewoc Center returns it. It's set up by Carnes, and it's hit over by number 17. They're going to call her in the net and give Wonewoc Center the point. So Wonewoc Center is now going to trail 8-9. Checking in for the Wolves, number 13, Maya Bauer. And she's going to be coming in for Aubrey Lee and reports to the back row. Serving for the Wolves, Paige Madsen, trailing by 1, 8-9. Madsen pumps one across. It goes off the fist of a Tiger. And we all of a sudden have a tie game at 9 apiece. Paige Madsen will be serving for the Wolves. Madsen's serve errant into the net. Hillsboro takes a 1.109 lead. Serving for the Tigers will be Elena Clark, leading by 1. Clark serve over the net, and for an ace, finds nothing but the hardwood floor. Hillsboro now leads by 2, 11-9. Elena Clark serving for the Tigers. Clark powers one across. Wonewoc sets up a return and cannot return it after 2 swings. Hillsboro scores again, 12-9. Hillsboro lead. Clark serving for the Tigers. The Wonewoc Center return cannot get enough power behind their volley. Clark's serve gets returned. Now it's returned by, I can't believe that her name is Nick Sucky. Number 17, the name they sent me is Nick Sucky. I can't believe that's her name. Maybe a Nick Sick. 9 is Autumn Stanek, who was in the game. I believe it's Nick Sick. I can't believe it's Nick Sucky. Checking in the game is Hayden Bond. Also checking in the game and serving is Sydney Hemmersbach, leading 15-9. Hemmersbach serves errant into the net. That'll put Wonewoc Center in double digits as they'll trail 10-15, and coming to serve for the Wolves is number 15, Ava Baru. Baru's serve floats across the net, now out of bounds. Gives the Tigers a point. Tigers lead 16-10. Coming in to serve for the Tigers will be Reagan Stanek, and reporting to the front row is going to be Rayleigh Anderson. Number 9 was who, Jill? Autumn?
Stanek.
Autumn Stanek. So the Wolves will score. They trail 11-16. Destiny Baker is serving for the Wolves. She'll float one across. Set up by Rayleigh Anderson. Hayden Bond cannot get up to swing on it. The Wolves will score a point. Wolves now trail by 4, 12-16, with Destiny Baker to serve for Wonewoc Center. Baker serve across the net. Returned by Hemmersbach. Returned again by Wonewoc. Returned by Rayleigh Anderson and hit out of bounds by Paige Madsen. Be a Hillsboro point. Tigers lead 17-12. Lauren Woyerl to serve for the Tigers. Woyerl serve, strong serve to the back row and an ace. Hillsboro leads 18-12. Woyerl serving. Woyerl serve. Again, cannot be returned. 19-12, Tiger lead. Serving for Hillsboro is Lauren Woyerl. Woyerl serve going to be errant this time. A little bit to the right and under the net. Wonewoc Center scores a point, trailing 13-19. Checking into the game, number 14, Sky Anderson. Serving for the Wolves, number 11, Aubrey Myers. Myers serve clears the net, dug out by Stanek. Popped up by Anderson, returned over by Hemmersbach. Wolves return it. Rayleigh Anderson sets it to Elena Clark. She hits it over and it will not be returned. Hillsboro scores a point, leads 20-13. Checking into the game is Elizabeth Carnes. She'll be coming in to serve. And I don't have a first name, but I believe the last name is Nixick for Hillsboro. And Elizabeth Carnes is going to score an ace. She hits the near sideline just inside, finds the hardwood. Hillsboro leads 21-13. Elizabeth Carnes serving for the Tigers. And Carnes' serve will go errant, score a point for Wonewoc Center. Wonewoc Center trailing 14-21. Serving for Wonewoc Center is Maya Bauer. Bauer serves going to be errant into the net. Score a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro's going to take a 22-14 lead. And we've got substitutions for Wonewoc Center. Aubrey Lee will enter the game. And Addison Ebert will enter the game. For Hillsboro, Hayden Bond enters the game. And it looks like Kiana Griffiths will enter the game and serve, with Hillsboro leading 22-14. Griffiths serve floats across the net. Wonewoc Center cannot return it, as it handcuffed Sky Anderson. Hillsboro will lead 23-14. Kiana Griffiths serving for the Tigers. Griffiths again will float one across the net. Cannot be served. Cannot be returned, rather. 24-14, Hillsboro with a 10-point lead, and Kiana Griffiths serving up game point. This will essentially be for the game and the match. Griffiths floats one across for an ace. That'll be the game for Hillsboro. Hillsboro's going to win 25-14. They win the first set 25-14. They'll win the second set 25-14. So 2-0, Hillsboro wins the 7th grade matchup in the middle school contest. I've yet to see the ceremonial wave. Regardless. Although I do see 8th graders getting ready to warm up. So the 8th graders came onto the floor, and now they got kicked off back into the bleachers, and it appears that we'll play a third game to 15. So we go to set number 3. Hillsboro won set number 1, 25-14, and set number 2, 25-14. We'll play set number 3, I believe 15 points, win by 2. And apparently with a lot, Hillsboro's essentially won this middle school matchup. Will be fair to Wonewoc. They're playing competitively at the 6th grade level. And both these teams have nothing to lose but to gain experience and get better. Serving for the Wolves, I believe, is Maya Bauer. We're all knotted up, 0-0. Bauer's serve is going to just miss. Bauer's serve is into the net, being air. Hillsboro takes a 1-0 lead. Checking into the game is Hayden Bond. To the front row, Sydney Hemmersbach will serve for the Tigers, leading 1-0 here in the third set. Hemmersbach floats one across for an ace. Hillsboro takes a 2-0 lead. Hemmersbach serving her second serve, floats one across. That's going to fall for an ace also. Hemmersbach finding the hardwood twice, 2 aces. And Hillsboro takes a 3-0 lead. Sydney Hemmersbach serving for the Tigers. She'll pump one across. This one is returned. Set up by Hemmersbach. Put over by Kylie Anderson. Dug out by Griffiths, and it finds the floor as Hillsboro got their wires crossed. It was a good pass to the front row by Griffiths. Hillsboro just didn't have their return set up. Wonewoc Center scores. Trails 1-3. Aubrey Myers serving for the Wolves. Myers serve's going to go a little bit wide right to be a point back to the Tigers. Tigers lead 4-1. We've got substitutions coming up. Reagan Stanek will be checking in and serving for the Tigers. Rayleigh Anderson will be checking in for Griffiths and reporting to the front row. So Hillsboro leading 4-1. Reagan Stanek rather, to serve. Stanek's serve is returned. Dug out by Stanek. And Sydney Hemmersbach's going to pop it over the net. Nobody there. Hillsboro scores 5-1 Hillsboro lead. Reagan Stanek serving for the Tigers. Stanek's serve floats across the net. It is returned by Wonewoc. Dug out by Stanek. Rayleigh Anderson hits it across and cannot be returned. Be a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro takes a 6-1 lead. Reagan Stanek serving for the Tigers. Floats one across. It is returned by Wonewoc. Clark passes to the front, hit over by Hayden Bond, and it finds the hardwood. Bond will score. 7-1 Hillsboro lead. Reagan Stanek still serving for the Tigers. Stanek serve pops up. It's going to be a bit short. Though in the book is an error, be a point for Wonewoc. Wonewoc trails 2-7. Serving for the Wolves is Aubrey Lee. Lee serves also going to be errant. Gives Hillsboro back the point. Hillsboro leads 8-2. Lauren Worrell serving for the Tigers. Worrell serve clears the net. Popped up by Wonewoc. Too close to the net was the pass. Went underneath. Hillsboro scores a point. Hillsboro takes a 9-2 lead. Worrell serving for the Tigers. Warriors' powerful serve to the back row is going to be an ace as it hits the hardwood. Scores a point for the Tigers. Tigers lead 10-2. Lauren Worrell serving for Hillsboro. We have a Wonewoc center substitution coming. Paige Madsen is going to check in for Maya Bauer and report to the back row. Bella Lemoyne checks in, goes to the front row. And Destiny Baker checks in and reports to the back row. Warrior will serve from Hillsboro to the back row. It's going to hit the hardwood floor again for another ace for Warrior. Hillsboro takes the 11-2 lead. Lauren Warrior still serving for the Tigers. Warrior will serve to the back row again. It is set up for 2 hits and out of bounds. It'll be a 12-2 lead for the Tigers. Lauren Warrior still serving with a 10-point lead now for the Tigers. Warrior serve. Hit by the front row, but up into the stands. Cannot be returned. Hillsboro takes a 13-2 lead, and that's going to be 5 points. And middle school actually serving for the Tigers as Warrior put her 5 points up on the board. Karn serves with a 13-2 lead, floats it across. Going to find the hardwood floor for an ace for Carnes. And Carnes is 14-2, and I believe this is game point for Hillsboro. Carnes serves a floater across. It's popped up by Wonewoc. It is not returned, and I believe that's game point. And Hillsboro is going to win 15-2. And they'll win this match 3-0. As they win first match 25-14, first set. Second set 25-14, and the third set 15-2. So Hillsboro's going to win 3-0 as the 8th graders get ready to take the floor. And we will have 8th grade action probably in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for joining us. If you haven't already clicked subscribe, please click subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, you just need your email. It helps us out with features in YouTube for streaming. We have some new donations I'd like to acknowledge. You've probably seen them run across the screen. Tom Hotek with Holvy's Cafe. Thank you for the donation. Visit him. He's downtown. They have a really good breakfast. Daryl and Mary Burmester have donated for the second time to the Booster Club. Thank you very much. Your donation and your support of the Booster Club is very much appreciated. MBE CPAs, I would like to thank them for their great donation. See them for taxes or just accounting. I think they also do accounting. Nearest locations are Reedsburg and Baraboo. We also got a great donation from Jim and Lori Koopman. That is the grandparents of Ben and Max. Thank you to Jim and Lori Koopman for their great donation and support of the Tiger Booster Club. I'd also like to thank Patty Bruja and Suzanne Gandy. Thank you very much for your great donation. They are great supporters of the Tiger Booster Club and Tiger Athletics. I've seen them at numerous games, and I bet you everyone, if I pointed them out, you'll say, oh yeah, that's them. They're great Tiger fans, and thank you very much for the support of the Booster Club and your donation. We need many more fans like you out there to help this live stream continue. We also will be sending out some more support to the athletics as the next season comes into play. The Booster Club is purpose is to help the athletes not have to pay to play, help with the equipment and stuff that will help them, the gear and not so much uniforms, but we have provided uniforms, but the backboards of basketballs, volleyballs, bats, helmets, balls, baseballs, the huddle camera and the end zone camera. I mean, there's many things, so I will touch on that later. We are watching 8th grade volleyball now. First set, they're playing the 7th/8th grade Wonewoc team.
So we get ready for 8th grade action. Hillsboro Tigers versus the Wonewoc. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Liska has served up 3 aces now. And that one is going to be returned. Carmen Erickson returns it for Hillsboro. And it's going to be out of bounds for a Wonewoc Center point. Wonewoc Center trails 1-3. But Kiana Liska did serve up 3 aces to start out this first set of this 8th grade matchup between the Hillsboro Tigers and the Wonewoc Center Wolves. Serving for Wonewoc Center's Emma Milbrand, I believe. And she's going to throw an ace of her own near the back end line. Scores for Wonewoc. Serve Going to be off of Stalky's hands. Hillsboro will tie the game at 3 apiece. Emma Milbrand serving for the Wolves. First set action here in 8th grade. Strong serve by Milbrand. Dug out by Jules Johnson. Going to be returned by Carmen Erickson. Wonewoc Center sets up a return. And dug out by Liska. Erickson, Liska gets it over. And Sarah Enos is going to put it over for the Wolves to get a kill. Wolves lead 4-3. Emma Milbrand with the serve. Serves it to Stalky. Stalky passes it into the net. Be a point for the Wolves. Wolves lead 5-3. Early on here in the first set. Emma Milbrand with the serve for the Wolves. Stalky will pass it to Jules Johnson. Johnson pops it up and Erickson will put it over the net. Enos tried to get it over to volley it to Hillsboro. It goes into the net. Hillsboro will score a point. Hillsboro trails by 1, 4-5, and Carmen Erickson to serve for the Tigers. Erickson's serve floats across, returned by Enos, and out of bounds to the right side. Evens the game at 5 apiece. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers. Erickson's serve comes to the near side. It's returned by Heidi Baker. It's going to find the wood. Wonewoc Center takes a 1.65 lead. Serving for the Wolves, Madison Price. Price's serve strong to the back row. And Lexi Downey pops it up. Return. The Wolves now lead 2 by 2, 7-5. Price serving for the Wolves, serves it to the back row. Jules Johnson passes to the front. Liska cannot set it up. Wolves now lead 8-5, and a timeout called by Coach Kelly Sullivan of the Tigers. Coach Sullivan makes her adjustment, sends her Tigers back on the floor. And the Wolves return to their floor. Madison Price serving for the Wolves, leading by 3, 8-5. Price's serve errant into the net, be a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro now trails 6-8. And Alexis Downing to serve for the Tigers. Downing's serve clears the net. It's popped up by Stalky. Erickson with a set. Liska's going to return it over. Got a couple Enos on the floor. That was Emma Enos, returned it over. And if Hillsboro cannot return it, be a point for Wonewoc. Wonewoc Center now leads 9-6. And serving for Wonewoc Center is Sarah Enos. Enos' serve is dug out by Erickson, passed by Johnson to Stalky, and Stalky puts it in the near corner. Hillsboro will score the point. Hillsboro now trails 7-9. And serving for Hillsboro appears to be Josie Wells. Trailing 7-9, Wells will serve for the Tigers. Wells will float one across the net, and they'll find nothing but hardwood. An ace for Wells. Hillsboro now trailing by 1, 8-9. We have a Wonewoc Center substitution. Number 1, Mackenzie Johnson, checking into the game for a Charlotte Meade. And it appears Johnson reports to the front row. She's going to probably serve as a setter. Josie Wells serve errant into the back of Caitlin Stalkey. It'd be a point for Wonewoc Center. Wonewoc Center now leads by 2, 10-8. Hillsboro substitution, Teresa Primo, is going to come into the game for Josie Wells and report to the back row. Serving for the Wolves, Heidi Baker. Baker serve, strong serve, dug out by Primo, pass a little errant. And the Wolves lead by 3, 11-8. Heidi Baker serving for the Wolves. Baker serve errant into the net and turn a point to the Tigers. Tigers trail by 2, 9-11. Kaylin Stalkey will be serving for the Tigers, trailing by 2. Stalkey serves, going to clear the net, returned by Wonewoc Center, dug out by Downing, set up by Liska. Erickson with a swing, and it's returned, but going to be wide left by Enos. Hillsboro will score a point, now trails by 1, 10-11, with Kaylin Stalkey serving for the Tigers. Stalkey serve floats across the net and hits nothing but the hardwood floor for an ace. Evens this game up at 11. We're all tied. Stalkey serving for the Tigers. Set number 1 of this 8th grade matchup. Stalkey serve floats across the net. Set up and returned by Wonewoc. Dug out by Primo, return. Passed by Downing. Passed by Liska. And Erickson will put it over the net. Returned by Enos. Downing to Liska and into the net. Jules Johnson can't handle it. Wonewoc Center will score a point and take a 1-point lead, 12-11. Emma Enos serving for the Wolves. Enos serve clears the net. Primo's pass to the front row, a little errant. Wonewoc Center scores a point, 13-11. Wonewoc lead. Emma Enos serve for the Wolves. Enos serve to the back row, finds a hardwood for an ace. 14-11, Wonewoc Center lead. Emma Enos serving for the Wolves. Enos floats one across. Liska hits it to the back row off Primo's hands out of bounds. Wonewoc Center point. Wonewoc Center leads by 4, 15-11. Emma Enos again to serve up one more time. She floats one across, dug out by Downing. Erickson volleys it across, returned by Wonewoc into the floor. Number 17, Emma Milbrand, finds the floor for Wonewoc Center. 16-11 lead. As Emma Enos scores here, it will be her last serve. And it appears we're going to have a Hillsboro timeout here. As coach, Kelly Sullivan would like to talk things over again. So Hillsboro out of timeouts. Wonewoc Center with 2 left. Hillsboro trails 11-16. The Wonewoc Center team returns to the court as Hillsboro spent their timeout on the court trying to learn on their rotation. Emma Enos serving for Wonewoc, which should be her last serve if they're following that 5-point rule. Enos' serve clears the net. It's popped up by Stalkey and hits the floor. 17-11, Wonewoc Center lead. And Enos hands the ball off as she's done serving this round, 5 in a row. Mackenzie Johnson will be now serving for the Wolves, leading 17-11. Mackenzie Johnson will float one across. It's popped up by Liska. Serve set Erickson. Liska hits it over. Wonewoc Center with a return, and they do get a return. Wonewoc Center looking lively tonight. We'll go up 18-11. Mackenzie Johnson to serve for the Wolves. Johnson will float one across. Downing, Erickson, Liska puts it over. A hard swing. Liska to Erickson. They're not going to get it over. It's going to be 4 hits. A hard swing by Emma Milbrand. And Hillsboro could not return it. Wonewoc Center now leads by 8, 19-11. Mackenzie Johnson with a serve over. Erickson, Liska. Erickson with a swing and a kill. And Erickson maybe gets Hillsboro back on track. Hillsboro now trails 12-19. And it appears Jules Johnson to serve for the Tigers. Wonewoc Center substitutions in the game. Addie Benish and Addie Asp. So a couple Addies. Looks like Benish is reporting to the back row. Asp to the front row. And Jules Johnson serving for the Tigers. Johnson, strong serve. It's going to be returned. Erickson returns it back for Hillsboro. Enos pops it up. And again, Milbrand with a kill. Going to put Wonewoc Center up 20-12. A substitution for Hillsboro. Josie Wells is going to come in for Teresa Primo. Wonewoc Center serve was passed to the front row. Wires crossed between Jewel Johnson and Kiana Liska. Ball hits the floor. Wonewoc Center takes a 21-12 lead. Milbrand serving for the Wolves. Milbrand strong serve. Caitlin Stalky passes it. Kiana Liska to Downing, and Downing gets it across. So returned by Wonewoc, but out of bounds. Be Hillsboro point. Hillsboro trails 13-21. Kiana Liska to serve for the Tigers. Liska serves strong to the back row. Milbrand hits it up the front, can't be handled in the net. Scores a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro trails 14-21. Liska serving for the Tigers. Liska serves strong into the back row. Returned by Enos. Erickson to Johnson, and Liska can't get it over the net. Be a point for Wonewoc Center. Wolves lead 22-14. Serving for the Wolves will be Madison Price. Price's serve clears the net. Dug out by Wells. Tipped over by Downing, and it'll go off of a Wonewoc Center defender, I believe Addie Benish. Score point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro trails 15-22. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers. Erickson serve going to be an ace. Near the floor off the fists of Enos. 16-22. Hillsboro trails by 6 coming down the home stretch here. Trying to make it exciting. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers, and she'll have an errant serve into the net. So Wonewoc Center will have a 23-16 lead, and serving for Wonewoc Center is Addie Asp. Asp's serve will be errant into the net. Hillsboro will regain the point. It'll be 17-23 as Alexis Downing will come and serve for the Tigers. And Downing's service is going to be an error. Make it 17, make it 24-17, Wonewoc Center lead, and they will be serving up game point, serving for Wonewoc Center. Addie Benish serving up game point for Wonewoc Center. She floats it across the net, dug out by Erickson's pass into the net. Liska could not handle it. Wonewoc Center will win their first set 25-17. We'll have a couple minute break, and we shall return for set number 2. So both teams back on the floor early. As the referees say, we didn't even get our full water break. Both teams raring to get back at it. Wonewoc Center winning the first set, 25-17. Getting ready to serve and waiting for the ball for Wonewoc Center's Addie Benish, as she will get set number 2 underway here shortly. Free. Shannon Shute throws the ball to Addie Benish, and we are underway. And Addie Benish is ready to serve and get set number 2 underway. Benish to serve across, dug out by Erickson, set up by Liska, hit by Downing. Wonewoc Center sets up a return, and it cannot be returned. Hillsboro will take an early 1-0 lead. And serving for the Tigers will be Kiana Liska. Liska serve clears the net. Wonewoc Center cannot return it. Pass was into the net. Enos could not handle the pass. And Liska swinging for Hillsboro, leading 2-0. Liska strong pass to the back row, kind of handcuffs the defense, and wires cross communication. Hillsboro takes the early 3-0 lead. Kiana Liska serving for the Tigers. Liska serve to the back row. Return. Carmen Erickson is going to hit it back for a kill onto the hardwood. 3-4-0 Hillsboro. Kiana Liska ready to serve again. Liska serves strong to the back row. The defense will return it. Stalky to Downing, and Erickson returns it. Wonewoc Center setting up the return. It hits the top of the net and falls to the floor. Hillsboro will score a point. Hillsboro leads 5-0. Liska swings a hard one, and it's returned. Jules Johnson passes it to Liska. Liska volleys it over, and 2 hits on the defender. So that will mean a change in servers as Liska's ran up her maximum 5 points. Hillsboro leads 6-0. Checking in the game, Teresa Primo. And Primo will come to serve for Hillsboro, leading 6-0. Primo serve's going to be just a bit short. Be a service error. Wonewoc Center on the board, trailing 1-6. And Emma Enos to serve for the Wolves. Enos serves, clears the net for an ace. Wonewoc Center 2, Hillsboro 6. Enos to serve for the Wolves. Enos serve clears the net, dug out by Johnson, popped up by Downing, and Stalky can't get it over. Be another point for the Wonewoc Center Wolves. Wonewoc Center trails 3-6. Emma Enos serving for the Wolves. Enos serve clears the net, dug out by Johnson. Liska passes to Downing. Downing hits it over, returned by Addie Asp will score a point. Wonewoc Center now trails 4-6. Emma Enos again to serve for the Wonewoc Center Wolves. Enos floats one across, dug out by Johnson. Liska passes it to Downing. Downing hits it over. Wonewoc Center on the return. And they will not be able to return it. Hillsboro will score a point. Hillsboro now leading 7-4. And serving for the Tigers will be Carmen Erickson. Correction, they got him switched around. It'll be Lexi Downing It's not the normal rotation Hillsboro has, but the referees say it's Lexi Downing serves, so that's who Alexis Downing will serve for the Tigers. She gets the serve across. It is returned by Wonewoc Center. Liska digs it out. Stalky's going to put it over and out of bounds. We have Wonewoc Center point. Wonewoc Center 5, Hillsboro 7. We got substitutions for Wonewoc Center. Number 10, Heidi Baker will check into the game. And number 26, Sarah Enos will check into the game. And it appears Emma Milbrand will be serving for the Wolves, trailing 5-7. Milbrand served to the back row. Downing to Erickson, and Liska will pop it over. Wonewoc Center cannot get the volley to go across. Hillsboro will score a point. 8-5 Hillsboro lead, and now Carmen Erickson will come and serve for the Tigers. Erickson's serve gets it across. Wonewoc Center returns, dug out by Downing. It'll be set by Johnson. Stalky hits it across and finds a hardwood floor just inside the back line for a score. Hillsboro now leads 9-5. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers. Erickson's serve return. Erickson digs it out. Passed by Stalky. Liska hits it over. Wonewoc Center sets up a return. You got Downing to Erickson and Stalky, and they're going to call a carry on Carmen Erickson. It'll be a point for Wonewoc Center. Wonewoc Center now trails by 3, 6-9. Heidi Baker serving for the Wolves. Baker serves an errant serve into the net. Gives a point back to the Tigers. Tigers lead 10-6. And it appears to be maybe Josie Wells. Kaylin Stalky, I thought, was going in. She will serve for the Tigers, leading 10-6. Josie Wells checks into the game for Teresa Primo. Checks into the front row. Stalky's serve a bit errant into the net. Wonewoc Center scores a point. They trail 7-10. Serving for the Wolves is Madison Price. Madison Price serves to the back row, and it's going to hit nothing but the wood floor for an ace. Hillsboro caught a little flat-footed on that one. And closes the gap to 2. Wonewoc Center trails 8-10. Madison Price serving for the Wolves. Price's serve will be dug out by Downing, and again, lack of communication on the Hillsboro side. Wonewoc Center scores. They now trail by 1, 9-10. Price serving. Price's serve into the net errant. Give Hillsboro back a point. Hillsboro leads 11-9. And it appears Jules Johnson will be serving for the Tigers, leading by 2. Johnson with a strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc Center setting up a return. They do get the return. Dug out by Erickson. Passed by Liska. Downing tips it across into the hardwood to score a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro now leads 12-9. And Johnson ready to serve again. Jules Johnson serves, clears the net. Returned by Wonewoc. Johnson pops it up. Stalky pass to the front row. Liska gets it over and into the stands near the Wonewoc bench. Wonewoc Center will score a point. Trailing by 2, 10-12. Addie Asp to serve for the Wolves. Asp serve. Going to go off Stalky's fists and out of bounds. Brings Wonewoc Center to within a point. Trailing 11-12. Addie Asp serving for Wonewoc Center. Asp's serve will go out of bounds on the left side. Hillsboro will score the point. Lead 13-11. Kiana Liska serving for Hillsboro, leading by 2. Liska's strong serve to the back, off of the Addy Asp, not a bounds. Hillsboro will score a point, leads 14-11. Kiana Liska serving for the Tigers. Liska, another strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc Center sets up a return, and they will not be able to return it. 15-11, Hillsboro lead. Liska to serve number 3. Strong to the back row, cannot be returned. Handcuffed the defenders. 16-11, Hillsboro lead. Kiana Liska with the serve. Another strong serve to the back row and off the defender's arms and out of bounds. Be 17-11. Kiana Liska to serve again. Liska with a dynamite serve. Barely clears the net. Line drive right in. That's her 5th in a row. 18-11. And Liska has now served up 10 of Hillsboro's 18 points. We just wish her sister Malia could learn to do that. But Josie Wells is going to serve, and she pops up an errant serve. 18-12. Hillsboro lead, or Wonewoc Center is going to serve up 12-18. Serving for Wonewoc, I believe, is Sarah Enos. Checking into the game for Wonewoc is Mackenzie Johnson to the back row. Enos' serve floats high, returned by Erickson. Rather, pass to Liska. Downing hits it over and will score the point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro now leads 19. And serving for Hillsboro is Alexis Downing. Downing serve clears the net for an ace. And we're going to have a substitution by Wonewoc Center. As Addie Benish is going to check in for Sarah Enos and report to the back row. Alexis Downing serving for Hillsboro, leading 20-12. Downing serve floats across. Emma Enos returns it. It's hit out of bounds by Emma Milbrand. Hillsboro will score a point, lead 21-12. Alexis Downing serving for the Tigers. Downing serve, clears the net. Downing digs it out. Set up by Liska. Must have been by Erickson because Liska hit it over. They didn't call it for 2 hits. So Erickson must have set to Liska. They're standing right next to each other. They're going to give the point. Maybe it was a double hit because they're going to give the point to Wonewoc Center. Wonewoc Center trails 13-21. Enos serving for Wonewoc. Downing digs it out but can't get the pass close enough for anybody to do anything with. Emma Enos trailing 14-21 to Wolves is serving for the Wolves. Enos floats one across. It's popped up by Downing. Liska. Caitlin Stalkey is going to get it over the net. The Wonewoc Center defenders can't handle it. Scores a point. 22-14. Hillsboro leads. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers. Erickson with a serve. Wonewoc Center tries to return. Hits it out of bounds. Make it 23-14. Tiger lead. Carmen Erickson serving for the Tigers. Erickson serves going to go errant into the net. 23-15, Tiger lead. Serving for Wonewoc, Emma Milbrandt, with the Wolves trailing 15-23. Milbrandt's serve is out of bounds. Be a point for the Tigers. Tigers lead 24-15. Kaylin Stalkey in the serve for the Tigers for game point. Stalkey's he clears the net. Wonewoc Center return. Dug out by Primo. Erickson's going to return it. Returned by Wonewoc. Downing to Liska. Erickson will return it to Wonewoc. Wonewoc upset their return. And it cannot be returned. Hillsboro will win set number 2, 25-15. So Wonewoc Center wins set number 1, 25-17. Hillsboro wins set number 2, 25-15. And in 2.5 minutes, we will be back for set number 3. The first one to 15 and win by 2 will win this contest. So we're all even at 1 set apiece. 8th grade action, Hillsboro versus Wonewoc Center. So as the clock winds down and we get closer, I did not see who won the rock, paper, scissors contest or the coin flip to determine who's rubber match. Best of 3 series here. Hillsboro winning set number 2. Wonewoc Center takes set number 1, 25-17. Hillsboro wins set number 2, 25-15. And Hillsboro is holding onto the ball like they're not going to give it back. Wonewoc, now they relinquish the ball to Wonewoc Center. So Wonewoc Center will open up this best of 3 matchup here, set number 3. We're going to 15, win by 2. As Sarah Enos is ready to start set number 3 for Wonewoc Center. Enos' serve clears the net. Erickson return, and Downing gets caught in the net, can't get it over. Wonewoc Center will take the early lead 1-0. Sarah Enos serving for the Wolves. Clears. Erickson with the return, and at 1 apiece. And Kiana Liska will come to serve for the Tigers. Liska, strong serve to the back, and Enos can't handle it off of her forearms out of bounds. Hillsboro takes their first lead of this set, 2-1. Kiana Liska serving for the Tigers. Liska serves again to the back row, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Too hot to handle by Kiana Liska. That'll be her new nickname, maybe, too hot to handle. Hillsboro with a 3-1 lead. Liska serving. Liska strong serve to the far side, not out of bounds. She tried to get Wonewoc to chase, but they will not have anything to do with it. Wonewoc Center trailing 2-3. Serving for the Wolves is Addie Asp. Asp with the floating serve. Be Erickson, Liska to Erickson, and we're going to have 4 hits. And Wonewoc Center is going to knot this one up at 3 apiece. Addie Asp serving for the Wolves in this abbreviated contest. Asp is going to serve one out of bounds, return the favor to Hillsboro. Hillsboro now leads 4-3. And checking in for Hillsboro is going to be Teresa Primo, coming in for Josie Wells. And Primo will be serving for the Tigers, who are leading by 1, 4-3. Primo serve clears the net, but out of bounds. We'll even this match at 4 apiece. Serving for the Wolves, Heidi Baker, in a tied contest. Baker serve clears the net, dug out by Downing. Liska to Johnson, and now finds nothing but the 4 on the return from Wonewoc. Wonewoc takes back the lead, leading 5-4. Heidi Baker serving for the Wolves. Baker serve clears the net. Alexis Downing to Liska. Carmen Erickson can't get it over the net. 6-4 Wolves lead. Heidi Baker serving for Wonewoc Center. Baker serve. Beautiful serve, just barely clearing the net. Teresa Primo cannot handle it near the floor. Wolves now lead 7-4. Heidi Baker serving for Wonewoc Center. Baker with another nice serve off of Downing. Primo and Johnson, not enough power to get it over. Wonewoc Center with a quick 8-4 lead over Hillsboro. And Baker again to serve for the Wolves. Baker with another good serve, popped up by Liska. Erickson gets it over. Wonewoc Center will return it, and they're going to call a carry. I believe they're going to call a carry on Mackenzie Johnson. Hillsboro will get a point. Trailing 5-8. Alexis Downing serving for the Tigers. In the game for Wonewoc Center, Emma Milbrand. Downing serves going to be errant underneath the net. Wonewoc Center now leads 9-5. Milbrand with the serve for the Wolves. Milbrand's serve is going to be errant into the net. Gives the point back to the Tigers. Tigers now trail 6-9. And Carmen Erickson going to serve up for Hillsboro. Erickson serve deep to the back. Milbrand sets up a return. It's going to be popped over by Addie Benish. Primo digs it out. And they're going to call Jules Johnson into the net. Be a point for Wonewoc Center, who leads 10-6. Madison Price is served for Wonewoc. Her serve floats across and over the heads and hits inside the end line. Wonewoc Center now leads 11-6. We're playing the 15. That score is huge. Lead by 5 with 4 points to go. Price is served to the back row. Liska digs it out. Erickson passes to Stalky. Stalky's going to pop it over and out of bounds. Wonewoc Center now leads 12-6. In this abbreviated game, that's a commanding lead. As Price to serve for the Wolves. Price serves. It's off Primo's hands and out of bounds. 13-6, Wonewoc Center. And Coach Kelly Sullivan says, we got to talk things over. So Wonewoc Center with a 7-point lead with 2 to go for the win. Is trying not to celebrate prematurely as Kelly Sullivan is trying to get her Hillsboro Tigers back in this game. So as Hillsboro's making their adjustments, the Wonewoc Center volleyball team is having cheerleading practice. And I must say, I was quite impressed with the cheer they had over there. Madison Price serving up a 13-6 lead. Their Primo passes to the front row, and it's 14-6. Wonewoc Center Wolves. And Madison Price will be serving up game point. This one's for all the marbles right here, folks. Liska's going to pop it up. Stolke returns it over. Enos Downing in the back row. Erickson to Stolke. And Madison Price going to get hung up in the net. And Hillsboro is alive to play another time here. Trailing 7-14. Caitlin Stolke is going to come to serve for Hillsboro. A 7-point deficit. Josie Wells will be checking into the game for Hillsboro for Teresa Primo. Wells will report to the front row. Caitlin Stolke to serve for Hillsboro, trailing 7-14. Stolke serve returned by Enos. Erickson. Liska is going to hit it over and out of bounds. So the Wonewoc Center Wolves will win set number 3, 15-7. And take home the bag of marbles, I guess. The Wonewoc Center wins set number 1, 25-17. Hillsboro won set number 2, 25-15. And Wonewoc Center wins the rubber match 15-7 to take home the win. You got anything else, Jill?
Yeah, I don't have a mic. Sorry about that. Bob's wireless mic went dead, so I have to share. Thanks for joining us. Click subscribe, give us a thumbs up. None of that costs you money. We have some fifth quarter entertainment going on in the court right now. Again, if you'd like to contact us and would like to donate to the Tiger Booster Club, please contact me at j.steckel@gmail.com, or you can text me. That information was on the screen earlier. You can rewind it and grab that information. Any donation, business, family, in memory of, in honor of, a youth group. I don't care who you are all important, and we appreciate everyone's donation and the support of the Booster Club. We're hoping to get some of our fundraising events back on schedule. Our next one would probably be the golf outing. We did not have it last year due to COVID, but there's been talks, and we're hoping to have it this year. We'll see. So if anyone's interested in getting a golfing group ready, a team, please contact me, and I will give you Kelly Ravenscroft's number. She's the one in charge of that. All right, we are back here again. Friday, we will be here with more junior high girls volleyball action. And I do not know who they play. It'll have to be a surprise to all of us, I guess. Guess that's all I have. I'd like to thank everyone that has supported us up till now. And if you have any more questions for me, or if you have any questions about the Booster Club or how you can help or anything like that, let me know. I'd be glad to give you information. All right, thanks again for joining us.